Hello and welcome to this short video where I discuss how and why you update an AIRAC. I recall when I first got into flight simming, the ability to simulate the flying training that I was doing in the real world. It was simply fantastic. Those were the days of Flight Simulator version 4 by the Bruce Artswick organisation. As a reminder of how things looked then, check out these screenshots. I still remember those heady days of flying circuits around Meigs Field in Chicago using just the keyboard. Not that Flight Sim couldn't handle a joystick. It could, I simply couldn't afford one. Fast forward to today and our Flight Sim experience is vastly improved in so many ways, including graphics and simulation of real aircraft. Which brings me to the topic of this video. Recently, I bought the Aerosoft Airbus. It's an awesome sim and I love flying it. When I first started using it, I tried programming the flight computer and comparing it against the real-world charts. The charts I use are freely available in the UK from the NATS website and are definitely up to date. But there were obvious disconnects between the real world and the flight computer on the Airbus. So I asked around as to why this might be. This is when I was introduced to AIRACs and the AIRAC cycle. AIRAC is an acronym and stands for the Aeronautical Information Regulation and Control. Well, that's illuminating, isn't it? For our purposes, it's a database of airport information such as SIDS, stars, runways, instrument landing systems, VOR, DME, etc., etc. It's what the flight management computer on airliners uses to calculate journeys. Because information regarding airports and navaids is constantly evolving, AIRACs are updated regularly. The cycle for updates is usually once every 4 weeks, making 13 updates a year. Airliners usually have their AIRACs updated by tech crews. Not so much for those of us in the flight sim world. Because our flight sim hobby has come so far, it's common for payware airliner sims to make use of AIRACs too. This is also true of add-ons like flight planners. It adds an extra degree of realism to our hobby, but also adds complexity that can be frustrating for some. The frustration is usually caused because the different sims and add-ons we use all have different AIRACs. As a result, they don't see things in quite the same way. For example, I created a flight in PFPX from Bristol, that's Echo Golf Golf Delta, to Edinburgh Echo Golf Papa Hotel. I noted down the details for the SID, the en route and the star. However, on programming the flight computer on the Airbus, I couldn't find the same star. It simply did not exist. The reason was because PFPX was using an AIRAC from February 2013 and the Airbus was using an AIRAC from October 2014. You can tell which AIRAC the Airbus is using by checking the captain's MCDU. You can check which AIRAC PFPX is using by checking the status bar at the foot of the application. I decided to search further on my computer and discovered that I had 5 AIRACs installed, all of which were different. If you want to try this for yourself, search your PC for the file cycle_info.txt. I'll leave the name in the details below. This will find all of your AIRACs. To understand what version you have, just open the file and it's self-evident. By this stage, it's probably clear that what we need is to synchronize the AIRACs. Sounds easy, but not so fast, D'Artagnan. It transpires that AIRACs for different products are often in different formats. None of the ones I found on my system contained the same files, let alone the same format for data. I dare say that we could find a way of disassembling and reassembling those AIRACs, but that sounds like a lot of work, and there is an easier way. It's quick, easy, and will cost you just a few euros. I'm aware of two options for AIRACs for flight simmers. One's from Navigraph and the other is from Aerosoft. Both offer a free application for updating AIRACs over your entire PC. They also offer AIRAC data as well, and this is the part that you need to pay for. Whether you choose Navigraph or Aerosoft is mostly down to personal preference. Pricing is similar, though Navigraph come out slightly cheaper at present. I chose Aerosoft simply because most of my products use that data by default. Choose whether you want a single data set, quarterly updates, or an annual subscription with 13 updates. For this video, I chose a single data set simply so that I could synchronize all of my products. After installing and going through the initial activation of the product, select each of the flight sim products that you own from the menu on the left. Where necessary, correct the installation path for each of the products. Next, select the add-ons that you'd like to update. Paths shown in red mean the path was not found. Paths shown in green mean the path has been found. Where necessary, correct the path for those products that you would like to update. When you're done, push the large update button. Make relevant selections on the checkboxes and then push the download button to download AIRACs for each selected product. When the download's complete, push the install button to complete the update. You can apply this update multiple times, so if you suffer a computer crash or install another add-on, you can update the AIRAC again. With that done, all of my AIRAC-based products are synchronized. What I plan now in PFPX or my electronic flight bag will also be reflected in the sims that use the AIRAC. Not only that, but for the duration of the cycle, my sim products compare accurately against real-world data. And that's it. I hope this short video has been useful to you. As always, I welcome any comments that you may have. Thanks for watching.